There are some big ones that I know quite familiar. One, Alex Gummer, coming into the NPLW after a season in the W League with Melbourne Victory, so it's good to see her out. At this stage, looks like she's standing in the middle of the park, quite different to her usual left-back position, which is fantastic. Sophia Sakalis there, a young gun coming through that's had some time with the junior national teams and has been involved with Melbourne City over the W League.
And it is South Melbourne to kick things off here. Of course, they will be the red-hot favourites coming into this, and given the Box Hill defence, a little bit to deal with early days. Nothing they can't handle though. Looking to put a clever little ball through there, and it's well dealt with in the end. And Dallas will move it on quickly from the back. Box Hill, it's well intercepted there. Now it's on Box Hill to try and create something. Very cheeky burst of speed down that right-hand side, well intercepted, and South able to negate the early danger. Pretty hectic start to this one, Kat. It's Box Hill making a lot of the early runnings. Little ball slipped through and just not able to make the most of it there.
Yeah, just Tay there now. It's South Melbourne. It's pretty breezy down here. We've just overcome a little bit of a downfall of rain, and looks like the keeper is getting her troops up, pushing on. We're going to go long from the goal kick. Well challenged in the middle there, comes out. Safri Lyons doing well, busy in the middle already.
Bit of play-by-play from Kat Smith. We love that. We love that here with the NPLW coverage. Nobody knows these players best. Of course, a long and illustrious career at Box Hill yourself, Kat, so very familiar territory. Pollock looking to move the ball on there, but it's pretty well dealt with in the end by Box Hill. Looking out wide and not able to do too much with it in the end there. Real end-to-end stuff here early days.
Yeah, it'll take a while for teams to settle into the game. It's, as we know, it's only round 7, and I think with a lot of movement in the league for this year, it's going to take teams a little while to gel, and as we know, it does take, if you can get the ball down early and play in the first 15 minutes and command sort of control over the game, you're in good stead, but neither team looks to be able to do that as yet.
Moving on quickly. Gummer Herring after this one. And a dangerous opportunity for South, just looking to catch the Box Hill defence unawares. They'll have to be good here. Okay, because we're looking to swing in this early one. It's almost a short one in the end. South defence able to clear. Jones. Cindy Lay, quick turn on the ball. Causing a heap of trouble here, Elena Vachki. Been in the league for quite a while, just slips a little ball through. And Quinn pretty comfortably comes out to collect that one. South on the march here. And the quick turn nearly catches the goalkeeper unawares, but Delosty just able to grab hold of that one. We just saw there, I guess, that danger of that pace that you see from South Melbourne. No shortage of that.
No, not at all. Sort of watching this first couple of minutes, you see that South's two strikers, it looks like Jones and Sophia Sakalis, stay quite high at times and quite wide, so really looking to exploit 1v1 on the counter there. But South should be quite comfortable once they get the ball under control and be able to play around, and we'll see that shortly. But at this point, Box Hill regain possession, coming out from the back with another young one, Natasha Duddick. Bit unawares there. Cindy Lay picks the pocket and looking to push forward, breaking through that middle line.
And it's well cut off there. You'd be happy with that sort of defensive challenge, Kat. But all of a sudden, South have got the numbers here. They're going to have to be good, though. And it's a ripping strike. Sophia Sakalis whips it into the back of the net. Not too much at all that the goalkeeper could do there. Just opened up and absolutely powered it home.
Yeah, credit to her. She still had a little bit to do, but Box Hill unlucky there. They lost the ball in that middle third, and before they knew it, they were 3-on-3 there. Sophia Sakalis, great control of the ball, was able to bring it back on a more favoured right foot and slot it home past the keeper.
And we know she's one of those really talented young players, Kat, that can really turn the game in an instant. But it's been such a learning experience, I guess, for a player like that, the W League last couple of seasons. I know she's at Melbourne City, not at your Victory.
No, that's okay. It's great to see young players get that opportunity to be in environments that really accelerate their development. We'll just stay with play here. Alana Vatchke, another one that's got great ball skills. Commentator's curse not on this particular moment, but a real good history and background in futsal. Oh, good challenge there.
We saw there, number 38 for South Melbourne, Julia Mazio. We got informed pre-game, so starting debut for the club, come up through the junior ranks and didn't look out of place at all there with that confident little shimmy. South in a really good position here. Minton out wide. Lay. She's been well corralled there. And it's well done by Olivia Ellis, who was formerly on Melbourne City's list. South will attack again here. Quick turn on the ball. Minton. South happy to be quite patient in the build-up. They've got some numbers in dangerous positions here. Conceded possession this time, though. Everts is the one to bring it back in. Likes what she sees from Ayton. Both teams just starting to settle into this. Some work to do here. Hubbard was very isolated up top, and now South able to take it the other way. Bit of a loose pass though, and it's pretty comfortably dealt with in the end. Such a hectic start. Finally feels like it's slowing down a little bit, which is so strange because it was so wet and windy. You'd have expected maybe a bit of a slower game, Kat.
Well, the sun's now poking through the clouds, so football conditions have improved. So we look to play out the back. Box Hill looking more settled, looking to play out. Ball with Mia Lanteri now, looking up. Got good support. Moving forward. Combination breaks down, however, South. And it's now a throw-in.
And poor Mazio just went skidding into the fence. Just has a quick check of the nose and bounces back to her feet. A little bit of a gasp from the crowd, though. Charging forward, Pollock. Real star-studded outfit, this South Melbourne one, when you look at some of the figures taking place. Really nice turn on the ball. Shot blocked. And it's well cleared. Not out of trouble yet, though, Box Hill. To recap, as things stand, it's Box Hill 0, South Melbourne 1. Sophia Sakalis with a really nice strike to open the scoring. So Box Hill, the home side here, but they've got all the work to do at the moment. And the offside flag is up. And a little bit of a respite for South Melbourne's defence. Happy to take their time on this one. Plenty of numbers ahead of the ball. As Kat mentioned before, Adriana Jones and Sophia Sakalis actually pressed quite deep there with the two options up top. It's come out wide to Mazio. Turnover in the centre of the park. Delay makes it look okay though. She took them all and did Safri Lines, but it's worked out. Now Box Hill looking for a way to navigate through this absolute cluster of South Melbourne players in the middle of the park. Kakazoo. Lantieri brings the ball central. Happy to shift things around. Ellis. And it looks like, I think it's Lay might have copped a little bit of an accidental elbow or something there. Either way, she's pulled up sore. Play continues in the Box Hill attack, and now the referee will stop play. Did you catch what happened there at all, Kat? Just maybe a little elbow or something flick back?
Nothing too much in it. It was a bit of a stray arm, just trying to use the body to get past the player. I'm not sure who it is. Cindy Lay looks okay. Sarah Richardson down at the moment. Thank you to the gentleman in the crowd that's helping us out there. No, brilliant. And good on the referee for identifying that potential head knock and to stop play to allow treatment to occur.
We do see now that refs are so good at knowing when to stop these. I was calling a game out at Heidelberg last week, and Angie Beard, one of your Victory girls, playing for Calder, had a really nasty head clash and was just down on her haunches for a bit, getting checked out, and they made sure they stopped the game, and they're all so aware of what they need to do nowadays.
Oh, it's a difficult one for the referees because obviously there's the team that has possession that they might have a scoring opportunity, and it may be one of their players that seemingly think she'll be okay versus it being an opposition player. Do they put the ball out of play? It brings me to the Galatasaray under-14 captain who purposely missed the penalty. How's that for fair play? Great to see around the game. Don't ask me what I'd do in that situation. I asked a couple of my students the other day and they said, it depends on the score, what's happening in the game. Oh, that's all fair. Looks like we're soon to return to play with a drop ball, and we'll see what happens here in terms of fair play, see what South do with it.
Kat, I got no doubt you'd bury it in the bottom corner, to be honest. Defenders, that's what they all do. They just put it. So I think Steph Catley's the only player I've seen play in defence who likes to go top corner. The rest of you seem to just bury it, and you never miss. So, but yes. Now South Melbourne to attack here. They're going to have to be good. Jones, little cutback, and what a fantastic little move that was. South Melbourne just catching Box Hill defence unaware, and all of a sudden it is Box Hill 0, South Melbourne 2.
Brilliant little chip over the top there from Sophia Sakalis, and look, she's got that in her locker. She's got a little bit of that X factor. She sees the game really well, and to a player of her quality can actually execute and results in a goal. South 2-0 up.
Now Box Hill with all the work to do. It's hard to say that they've been outclassed really in this game. It's just South maybe a little bit more clinical in that final third, and we know that's probably the most important thing. All of a sudden they're South are 2 goals to the good, and Box Hill I think are wondering a little bit what's all gone wrong. Now attacking down that left hand side. Win back possession again here, South. Kat, I'm sure you'd have been in positions like this that Box Hill found themselves in early day. If you're a senior player, what do you do to try and settle things down, get your team, obviously you want to score, but how do you settle things down and get your team back in to make sure it's not going to be a, I guess, insurmountable lead?
Well, it is a dangerous scoreline, as they say in the game, 2-0. So I think the leaders out there really need to calm things down. Free kick awarded here. Keep going in regards to just getting the leaders to get a handle of the ball, assess the situation. And look, players need to be adaptable out there. So if they've gone in with a game plan and it's not actually happening on the day or something's not working, then they've got to be adaptable and change it and make some of those crucial decisions early.
There you have it. That is what Box Hill needs to do to get back into this one. They're trailing 0-2 as things stand, as the offside flag just goes up. Ref let play continue for a minute and then went, no, probably not enough of an advantage. South Melbourne to get things back underway again with a free kick from defence. Pollock. She's got Jones right up top. Sakalis, who's been so influential in the mix as well. That's who she looks for. And just a little bit of a mix-up, and it goes out of play for a Box Hill throw. Vachki looks to move it on quickly. Kakazoots intercepted there. Sakalis. It was a risky pass, and she's turned it over in the centre of the park. Aiton. Ellis. We know she's got some wheels on her here, Olivia Ellis. She had Gummer coming in to challenge her. And experience might well win out here, and it does. Alex Gummer, she's done that 1,000 times before at this level. And made that look quite easy in the end. She asked for a handball there. Nothing doing. Kakazoo. Vachki. Swings in across, wants a header. But South who gets some heads on it early days. Now Aiton. I think the eyes lit up there. Thought for a moment she might be able to get away a long-range shot. It's bounced back the other way. And Sakalis desperately slides for it, but just can't quite keep it in play. Box Hill. Get things moving again. That was Hubbard. Vachki's on the deck. Just taking a moment. In the meantime, Varley happened to go all the way back to Kelsey Quinn. Good little shimmy there. Jamie Pollock so dominant at this level. And again, just a couple of slips and slides here.
Yeah, just on something that Box Hill can really look to do in this first half is they've got to stop Jamie Pollock coming out of the back line there. That's, she's quite dangerous driving forward on the ball. It's quite easy to break down those lines, and South are going to find themselves in good attacking position. So Box Hill really have to stop that penetration, or South playing out from the back really. So it's going to be a tough ask, but something I'm sure they've worked on during the week, and they'll put together as this game goes on.
And we know Jamie Pollock had that season at Victory where, she maybe had some difficulties adapting to the high level. But what experience when players go and they play at that high level, when they come back to their clubs here, how much does it improve them?
It's difficult to say, and I say this with all respect. We'll stay with play at the moment. Oh, here we go.
And what a nice little pass. All of a sudden, Box Hill are back in it. Getting on the end of that one was Hubbard, and the move was just so slick. We were talking about what Box Hill can get back into it, and all of a sudden, Emma Hubbard's delivered.
That's it, and I think that's how South have actually scored their first goal there. They've regained possession in that middle third, pretty much on the edge of their front third, and that's exactly what Box Hill have done. They've done that, and they've actually punished them quite quickly, and they've done it well. And I think that's what both teams need to continue to do, is just play forward quickly, and they'll find themselves in good goal-scoring opportunities.
So Box Hill have got themselves back into this one. We knew that 2-0 was the most dangerous scoreline in football. That's proved to be the case. It's Box Hill 1, South Melbourne 2. All of a sudden, South looking to restore that early lead. I'm going to whip something in here. Ends up being a bit of a wasted ball. And a bit of a reprieve there for Box Hill.
Yeah, just going back on W League players coming back into the WNPL environments. And as I said, I do say this with all respect, that we find that they actually find it difficult to manage that higher intensity, and that's probably got to do with their environment and the players around them, and perhaps what the coaches are asking them to do. The W League is really taxing, and for them to go a full 12 months of football in sort of part-time conditions, it's really difficult to manage their recovery and work. And South again, unlucky that broke down. Pass a little bit too heavy there out to the left from Jamie Pollock, but especially just on Jamie, she was fantastic for us. She's a real utility player. We can see that today. Last week, watched her against South against Galaxy. She started off in the middle, and then you see today that she's filling the hole at the back. She's wearing the captain armband with I'm assuming Nat Martineau out with injury. They've got a few players to come back, but I know that Jamie was awarded the captaincy for this year, and that's a credit to all the hard work and dedication she's shown the club.
Fantastic bit of insight there from Kat Smith on Jamie Pollock, who has had a little stint at the top level here in Australia, the American, and now plying her trade again for South Melbourne, and one of the better players out there today. South really wanted to move the ball on there quickly, but Box Hill were well alert to it. Little challenge set there for Gummer, but she just turned on the ball like she'd been doing it all her life. She loves a little trick or two here at the in the NPL, Alex Gummer. I think she's
Tell me, did she use her right foot there, or?
We'll give her the benefit of the doubt, won't we? We know she is an exponent of the Olympico from a corner, which she loves one of them. So I'm sure we'll see her have a crack at them at some point today, because the wind's gotten a bit swirly here and there. But we'll stay with play. Vachki got plenty of room to move in. She'll love that. Decides not to put the afterburners on this time. Looks for lines. And Quinn has to really come off her line and just takes no chances. Powers it out of play. And you'd imagine gives a little bit of a word or two to her defence there for letting lines slip in behind. Vachki happy to take her time. Looks for lines straight away. Vachki wants to move it on, and Gummer does well to block it out of play. They will get a corner though here, Box Hill. Now South with another challenge to deal with. 21 minutes into this one, and we've already had 3 goals. Lines, wants the header. It's blocked off the line. South Melbourne able to clear. Only as far as Gertz. It's a 2-on-1, and Quinn stands really, really strong. Puts the arms up, and no nonsense makes a save. Looks to move it on quickly. It's going to be a turnover, a bit of a waste of possession there from Quinn. Lantieri. Now Aiton. Box Hill starting to crank up their share of the possession now. Lantieri again. Lines and Hubbard combine. Lines again. And again, Mazzio at fullback has acquitted herself quite well today. Box Hill with numbers here. Karkazoo into the path of Vachki. What can she create here? Slips a little ball in. Now Lines! And well out of play, high and wide, and was never really coming back down.
No, it wasn't. But you can see Box Hill starting to find an avenue towards goal here on this their right-hand side. No, we've got the debutant for South there as the left back. But like you said, she's holding herself well. But I think Box Hill has certainly found an opportunity down this right-hand side. There's plenty of space. South Melbourne very, very narrow in their back third defensively. Playing out now, Quinn. Out to Varley. Oh, what a touch, Sakalis.
Mazzio flicks a little ball through. It's a little bit dangerous there, playing with fire. It might work out okay for Box Hill. Lines comes deep. Now Karkazoo composed on the ball. Just slips through. It might be okay though. Ball over the top. Markovsky. Box Hill getting very clever with some of these little balls they're trying to slip through. It worked one time, and they're hoping it might work again. Now, South. Go a bit of route one over the top. Straight into the arms of Darlosti, though. It's cut off here. Richardson. Got a little bit of a accidental high contact earlier. Good to see she's back out there and clearly comfortable again. Box Hill with possession here. All of a sudden, Box Hill probably look the more comfortable and settled team here, Kat.
Yeah, and I think it's credit to Saffy Lyons there in the middle. We spoke about leaders of the club being able to step up and work hard, and you see she's doing that. Any ball that's going forward, she's there to get underneath. Markovsky now. Good battle with Varley. Gummer to pick up the scraps. Varley working off the play. Good tussle here with Vachki. Easy ball back to Jamie Pollock, and we'll see here they'll settle here. Ooh. Take that back. It's a turnover. Markovsky now on the ball. Saffry Lyons again. Forward ball, a little bit overhit, and Kelsey Quinn should be able to mop this one up.
Just a really intense passage of play there, Kat. You called it, and then all of a sudden you had to call it all. So, non-stop here at Wembley Park It was absolutely awful conditions when we all arrived here, but since then the sun's come out, and rather than a slow, stagnant game in the rain, we've been treated to a goal fest in a bit of sun, so we really can't complain here. Some really good NPLW action. And we know that there's so much on the line for Box Hill in a game like this today, Kat. They're sitting on 9 points, a few outside of that sort of top 4 group, whereas South Melbourne, for them, it's about staying in touch with Bulleen and Calder, who are at the top. You sense that for Box Hill, with it being a home game, there's a little bit more at stake.
Yeah, you want to assert dominance at home and make a little bit of a fortress, and Box Hill will be really looking to do that. South trying to find their feet after some big exclusions from their roster this year in Tiffany Ellison, Melina Ayres, so some shoes to fill, and they'll bring their juniors through to do that. Sophia Sakalis being one of them. Ball with Jones now.
It just leaks through. They might actually be able to get something here, South, and just unable to keep the ball in there. But Sakalis has caused plenty of trouble. They managed to quieten her down a little bit now. But you can just see the presence that they've got in terms of having someone like an Adriana Jones to do a bit of that give and go, do the hard yards as a 9, and they're just feeding off it.
Yeah, she'll really benefit from a bit of space with her speed there. But she's working hard back in defence here. Causes the error. Vachki gets away with it. Varley intercepts. Got centre back now pushing into the front third. She loves to go forward. She found a brilliant pass. Adriana Jones, edge of the box on her left-hand side, cuts the ball across. Handled well by the goalkeeper. Box Hill in possession now. Look to settle things down. Box Hill getting out in position.
Adriana Jones just been pumping her up. We saw it was a very cheeky little arm grab, but like all good strikers do, we see it with Tash Dowey, your team, very often. They just manage to disguise it enough that the ref either doesn't see it or they manage to win a foul themselves. Now Box Hill with the numbers. It's left for Vachki. Wants to cut inside. Got numbers there. Markovsky's in there. Vachki cuts it back to no one in particular. It might work out though. Comes back. Karkazoo. And now South have managed to flood back some numbers. They'll go again here. Safri Lyon's been involved in most good things. And again, South just able to scramble away. Lyons, bit of deja vu here. Nice little cut inside. But the finished product, just not what she needed. Just couldn't quite finish it off. Now South on the counter. They don't have too many numbers. And they're working hard now. Looking for Adriana Jones. She's one-on-one with the goalkeeper and she scuffs it off the left boot and gives the fence a bit of a kick for good measure. She knows what a golden opportunity that was, Adriana Jones.
Yeah, first touch was brilliant actually to keep the ball in front of her, but I'm assuming on her non-dominant left-hand side she's unable to get a foot around the ball to put it on target.
And she was not happy about that at all. I think she thought it was Golski's time, but and referee just picks up a foul. A little bit of over-eagerness, we'll say, from Kelsey Minton there. That said, Mia Lantieri wasn't too fussed about it at all, just taking the free kick and business like as ever, back to business. 29 minutes gone in this one, and of course it is still Box Hill 1, South Melbourne 2. So the scoring rate slowed down a little bit, but we've still got 3 goals in the first half hour, so we can't be complaining too much. Farley to Pollock, who dictates so much of South Melbourne's play. And they'll get possession again here. South so dangerous early, but just unable to create those real golden opportunities for the past few minutes or so, though this turnover could help them out. It's nice little ball whipped in, but it's straight into the arms of the goalkeeper. And now Box Hill. They've looked to take it end-to-end a couple of times. Aiton, a nice little move. Now they want lines. Gets a foot on it, but to no one in particular. Now South with a chance to reset. And Riley rocking the number 91 of all jerseys. You're seeing it more and more, Kat. We're seeing plenty of players going for really unorthodox jersey numbers. Sometimes they like wearing a 9 and someone else has it, so they wear 99, all sorts of things.
Wasn't it at City someone wore 88 because they couldn't get 8?
Yeah, that's Teresa Nielsen wore it because Elise Keller Knight had 8, and I believe it's Seattle. They've actually flipped it round the other way. So people say goalkeepers are interesting units. Maybe your midfielders and defenders are too. Most goalkeepers tend to stick to the pretty conventional numbers. Now, Box Hill want to bring it out of defence, but South will put on a good little press here, and it's worked out. Good turnover, Lay gets held up. You'd have to think a card's going to get pulled out here. There was no subtlety in that whatsoever.
You could see Mia was a little bit frustrated that she just gave away the ball there, so she's tried hard to make up for that slight error there playing out from the back, and for Box Hill's case, let's hope it doesn't cost them. But we do have Alex Gummer standing over the ball. We know she's a left footer. Oh, she's picked up the grass, checking the winds, which is blowing a little bit because it has moved the ball from her spot. Alex replacing the ball.
And we know she loves a set piece, Alex Gummer. With that lethal left boot, what can she do? It's low, it's skidding, and it's well handled in the end. Gummer going for the element of surprise, and it very nearly paid off. That said, Deloster was up for the challenge. Now Mazio. Ooh. Hubbard straight into the gut of Markovsky, who, to her credit, doesn't really flinch. Kakazu charging forward. Releases Ellis. Olivia Ellis. Back to Kakazu. Ellis, high, looping. Lines was moving into a dangerous spot. And it very nearly breaks for South Melbourne.
Box Hill have to be a little bit careful here, pushing those numbers forward. Both fullbacks pushing on there, 2v2 at the back, and we know how dangerous South can be on that counter.
And a good little idea there from Mazio. Wanted the player over the top, but just not quite the execution. And as you mentioned, Kat, we saw Adriana Jones has broken free a couple of times. Fierce Carlos has already struck. And now Box Hill trying to work their way around the perimeter here. Little take on, and it's going to work out okay. There's a little foul, and Minton just went a little bit hard on the challenge, and the referee says we'll put an end to that one. Kakazu over the top, wants Markovsky. And Quinn very coolly comes out and collects that one. Gummer. Lines there to clean things up in the middle of the park. So busy already. Box Hill clearly heeded your advice there, because we just saw Kakazu drop back to make a bit of a back 5, Cat. So it's they've clearly been worded up to stop letting South get these 2-on-2s up forward. Bit of physicality there, no harm done. And Safri Lyons really is everywhere at the moment, isn't she?
She is. You can see her out there at the moment, pointing, giving instructions to her teammates there, just trying to settle it down in the middle. I think both are sort of the 3v3 in the middle, man on man. She's doing a great job on Gummer, but at times Box Hill just not getting tight enough to the player, and they're still managing forward penetration through the middle. As we see it, Gummer again. She'll look to push it out wide to Jensen. Eyes forward, got Richardson wide out on the right, driving forward.
And right, Kat, it is Richardson she goes looking for, but the bit too much on the pass there. And just drifts away. But we just saw the pressure there from Box Hill. I think it's something we didn't see in that first sort of 10-15 minutes. The forwards have clearly been given a little bit of a fire up to make sure that they put this South defence under pressure.
Yeah, can you see that passage of play just there? Jamie Pollock had to turn out, and it gives opportunity for Box Hill to get behind the ball, get their structure set, and nullify some of the attacks that South had early on in this match.
Now, it's been a little bit of aerial ping-pong between the two sides at times, just hitting it straight to each other's back forward. Now, again, turnover, Varley. Markovski does really well. It's going to work out here. But Varley should actually have the pace to see off Markovski, who's still, to her credit, putting on the pressure. Ball evades Gummer. Now, Karkazu. Vachki charges through, takes on two defenders. The third one gets the better of her. Now Sakalis, she's come quite deep. Richardson goes looking for Adriana Jones, and she's found her. What can Jones do here? A little chip over the goalkeeper, and it's nestled in the back of the net. All class, Adriana Jones. And her South Melbourne teammates well and truly get around her, because that was an A1 piece of skill.
Oh, not only skill, but courage to go one-on-one with the goalkeeper there. Ball coming down, and fortunately she got the bounce of it, was able to chip it over the oncoming goalkeeper. But as we said, if you allow Adriana Jones any space in behind, she will burn most defences with her pace, and she's done that again today.
And it was a fantastic ball from Richardson. She backed Jones in, just went, I think she can get a little of a burst here, and to her credit, she did exactly that. A delightful little chip, and all of a sudden that 2-goal margin is restored. It's Box Hill 1, South Melbourne 3. 37 minutes into this clash at Wembley Park. Vachki. And she gets some extras on the way through there. And Julia Mazzio just probably deservedly picks up a yellow. That's welcome to your starting debut as a defender. And Vachki looking a little bit sore. A bit sorry for herself down on the sideline. Just a few extras on the way through. And it looks like they are going to bring out the medical staff here. You hope it's nothing too serious, Kat.
Yeah, definitely hope it's not. It's probably with temperatures dropping here, any little studs on the front of the shins, they sting for a little bit, but she's a tough cookie. I'm sure she'll be back on her feet, because Box Hill, I think, really need her today. She's been quite threatening down on that right-hand side. Back to her feet now. Bit of a limp. She'll gather herself here on the sidelines. And if need be, will get that treatment for the physio.
Now we'll see Karkazu lines this up. Box Hill playing with 10 just for the moment, while Vachki gets treatment on the sidelines. How they'd love to create something good here. They'll have to, of course, be wary of the counter-attack. They've got 3 players staying back. Plenty of power on that one. Might work out, though. Hubbard looks for Lines. Lines charges through 2. South defence get the better of him, though. Sakalis wants to turn. Karkazu thinks better of it. It's a risky pass. But fortunately for South, there was no one at home for Box Hill. Varley. Pollock. Now Sky Jensen. Plenty of room to move here. She had Richardson out wide. That's who she wanted. That's who she goes for. And it's just a little bit too much on that pass.
Yeah, we've seen that a few times from South, that forward pass down that right-hand side. Just running a little bit too long now. Having played here for 12 years, I know there's a little bit of a downhill slope going that way. So we'll see if those passes actually stick for South Melbourne in the second half.
And Box Hill very happy to take their time, bringing the ball back out here. Vachki in the meantime is looking like she is about to come back on. Just waiting for the referee to wave her on. And there she goes. Just about 5 minutes left of regular time in this first half. Box Hill trailing by 2 goals. and South want to make it more. Varley again gets the better of Markovski, who seems to be seems to have the better of her with her pace at the moment.
Yeah, Varley is deceivingly quick. I know she's got a couple of state records, I think, in athletics in a couple of those short sprint events. But for her height, she's incredibly quick once she gets going. And to that, I think the first 5 metres are above the ears, so she anticipates that ball well and get herself in good positions.
Now South happy to pass it around Varley, who we mentioned before. She wants Mazzio to get into a good position for her. The youngster isn't able to. Vachki reads it really well. Nice little meg on Varley, and cops a bit more attention for her efforts. Elena Vachki, she's been in the wars in the last couple of minutes.
She has, and that's because she's creating a lot of trouble there for South Melbourne. She's doing quite well, but putting her body on the line, and hopefully Box Hill can create something from this free kick about 45 yards out.
And Varley very, very quick to head back to defence. I'm sure she'd say it's to prepare for the set piece, but I don't think she wanted to be anywhere near the referee when she came over to check on Vachki. Now Karkazu whips it in. They've got some numbers here. Shots blocked. They're going to go again here. Lyons has a shot blocked again. Ellis was the player who stayed back because she's got those wheels if they needed some afterburners. Now they're attacking again, Box Hill. Worked forward to Aiton. And there's a couple of really dangerous moments there for Box Hill, but South scrambling well so far. Ellis happy to work it back. Lyons has been involved in everything so far in this first half. Lantieri, now Vachki. Gets the better of Mazzio once again. Oh, it takes on a second, but the third gets the better of her. It's turned over to Lyons though. Kakazoo! Off the bar! And what a strike that could have been. Just something out of nothing.
And you can see that's what Box Hill is starting to do, just create some more chances by their front third pressure. That one tipped on the bar. Great save actually by Quinn. From where I was standing and thought it was in. Box Hill again looking to break through South Melbourne, but of course Jamie Pollock there to clean up. Makes a little bit too much of it and turns over possession. Box Hill quickly with the throw in.
And what a strike it was, as you said, Kat. It was a fantastic save by Kelsey Quinn, who we know is one of the really experienced goalkeepers in this league. Just read it beautifully. Not too many would have been able to keep that out. It was a superb strike. Now, South Melbourne want to respond here. Charging forward. A quick strike, and it fires wide. Just managed to push her off her line just enough to affect the shot.
Yeah, and a little bit of inexperience for Box Hill at the back there, some young players. They just need to get themselves in good positions in rest defence while the ball's up the other end, and they'll be able to read some of those forward plays from South a little bit easier and stop those attacks on goal. Leah Varley with the ball now. Player down, out of play. Welcome to senior football.
Yeah, Mazzio managed to clip Vachki earlier, and now she's copped one on the way through herself. So, yeah, seeing it from both sides, I think, in starting debut. And they're actually calling for the trainers here, so I hope it's nothing too serious. Cindy Lay just going over to check on her younger teammate. And Pollock and Varley in the surrounds as well.
Yeah, Cindy Lay just showing her experience there. They've got the 2-goal buffer, and with minutes away from half-time, she's just slowing the game down, and the player will get some treatment. Ball at the back here with Jamie Pollock. Looking forward, has the option to go to Jensen and does.
It's well defended there by Box Hill. Varley, little turn on the ball, so see you later, Markovski. growing in confidence throughout this half. Been very solid at the back. Jensen. South really enjoying using this right-hand side. Looking for Lay. Just got 3 defenders in the vicinity, and they're able to win out on this occasion. Meanwhile, young Mazio down the sideline just had the boot off there, so they're just clearly having 1 or 2 concerns if they're taking a real look at it. Play continues. And it's a robust challenge, and South are actually going to end up with a free kick in a really dangerous position here. So Box Hill, they're calling for a substitute on the sideline meanwhile, so it looks like Mazio's day is done, which is a shame on her starting debut. Had the challenge of going up against Vatchke. She'll be hoping she can see her team add to their tally. Ball's whipped in, and Box Hill able to deal with it quite comfortably. Interesting to see Adriana Jones actually stand over the free kick rather than being in the mixer to, I guess, try and create the threat, Kat.
Yeah, look, you would assume that players that have played that next level have the ability in their locker for that different or the variety of distribution. Sometimes it's, you need more than just a player that can lump it into the box. Safri Lyons on the ball again. Sakalis for company. Addie in the middle of the park. It's been quite pivotal in the opportunity there for Box Hill to switch play, but play breaks down again. Kelsey Quinn, ball in hand, will look to settle again for South Melbourne.
And since not been Markovski's day so far, it just seems like it's nearly a lot of the time, which has been tough. And it's probably the fact that Varley's had such a good day out hasn't helped her cause, but now South looking to build up from the back. Varley takes on Hubbard this time. Jamie Pollock. Goes for Sakalis. If she can run the ball down, she's got some time. It's a physical challenge there from Lantieri. Doesn't faze her too much though. Now Richardson. Whips it in on the left and just can't quite bring it back enough, and it drifts out for a goal kick, and that will be the final play of this opening half. As it stands, it's Box Hill United 1, South Melbourne 3, and Box Hill, they've certainly got plenty to do in this second half. What did you make of the opening 45?
Yeah, as we were saying early on, it took both teams a little while to settle, but to be fair to Box Hill, I think South got their first goal against the run of play, and both teams sort of had the measure of possession that first 30 minutes, and probably the last 15 there, Box Hill really started to put the pressure on South Melbourne, pushing numbers forward, and South Melbourne finding it a little bit more difficult to come out and find that free space and control possession in the middle third, which, as we saw for their other 2 goals, they capitalised on that with some real clever play from Sarah Richardson's ball over the top to Jones, and Sophia Sakalis' little chip over the top. So, look, Box Hill can go into the sheds and seem fairly happy that they've stayed into this match so far. But a few changes need to happen in regards to how they can get them way back. And we spoke about that during the first half. South, clinical up front, they should be able to extend their lead.
Fantastic. Thanks for those insights, Kat Smith. As we mentioned before, Box Hill with all the work to do with the second half. We'll catch you after half-time, but as things stand in the NPL Victoria at Wembley Park, it is Box Hill United 1, South Melbourne 3. Welcome back to Wembley Park for the second half of this NPLW Victoria clash between Box Hill and South Melbourne. And as we speak, the rain has come absolutely belting down. Do not envy the players one bit. Thank you to the lovely people at Box Hill United for their hospitality, putting us up in the comms box. I'm Anna Harrington here with Kat Smith. We just had a couple of half-time substitutions. We're going to see Ella Mastrantonio enter the field for her first appearance of the season, and it is South Melbourne to kick off. Julia Mazzio, the player to make way, she was injured for Mastrantonio. So as things stand early days, it's Box Hill 1, South Melbourne 3. And South Melbourne immediately on the attack here. Lay. Oh, a little bit of a slip on the ball. Jones. Wants Richardson. Loses possession though. Box Hill should be able to work it out from here. Evers. Lay. Back to Varley, who had such a standout first half. Searching for Minton. And Box Hill turning it over once more. Gummer on that left-hand side. Looks to whip it in. And it's been turned behind for a corner. Busy start to this one, Kat.
Yeah, it has. I just want to mention there with Ella coming on, Mastrantonio for South Melbourne, it has pushed Alex Gummer out wide. She's taken the corner quickly. Sakalis driving into the box. Ella top of the box, pushing out wide to Jensen. Looking to put it into the 18-yard box. Props. Drawing some Box Hill defenders. Frees up Richardson. Now into the box. Headed by Minton. Falls to Cindy Lay. Headed over the keeper, and another one for South Melbourne.
Kat Smith calling goals again, and well done, Kat. And South Melbourne off to the perfect start in this second half. As you mentioned, Richardson so dangerous at set piece and just managed to catch a bit of confusion from the Box Hill defence, and in the end, the quick little header over the top got the better of Delosty, and that is exactly what Box Hill did not need. It's Box Hill United 1, South Melbourne 4. And South Melbourne making a little bit of a statement here today as they look to work their way up the table in the NPL Victoria. South Melbourne will, as things stand, actually overtake Bulleen and jump into second, overtaken by a point. Bulleen will play Alamein on Monday night, so pressure will be on them. Meanwhile, Calder will be up against Southern United, so you can just about pencil that one in. And speaking of, Kat's just show me the scores, and Calder with a goal to Adriana Taranto currently leads Southern United 8-0, so they're already imposing goal differences 27, going up to 35 so far, so they'll maintain their spot at the top of the table, you'd think. The game's happening this weekend, Geelong taking on Bayside and Heidelberg against the senior NTC. So plenty up for grabs in the NPLW Victoria this weekend. You can, of course, catch every game on Facebook or YouTube, such as the broadcast deal. Now South Melbourne want to create something. Jensen. Got a heap of room to move at the back. It's a good little ball through. Timely intervention, though, from Lantieri. Kakazoo. Bit of a lazy pass, and it's turned over. Sakalis dropped into midfield. Richardson. Messed around with it a little bit, but it's going to be okay. Jensen. South Melbourne switching play. Mastrantonio, first game for South Melbourne for the season. Little turn on the ball. She's had a couple of early touches to get herself into this game. Going direct here, Lay. Doesn't like what she sees initially. Sakalis in a good position. Sophia Sakalis charges. To Lay. Who advances. Little chip over the top. Box Hill able to defend lines. She turned it over though. Mastrantonio. Now Gummer. Playing in her more traditional wide role. Minton. Turns on the ball. Well defended by Vashki. Doing a both ends here. Elena Vashki wants to charge forward. Markovski. Turns it over but goes back and wins it off Mastrantonio. And just not the right amount of weight on that ball there, Kat.
Yeah, you can see Box Hill working extra hard here in this second half. South really have control of this game now, building up lots of possession. And just with Ella Mastrantonio in the middle there, breaking down lines. See the ball out wide now with Minton. Jones continuing a run into the box. One-on-one with the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper got there first. Box Hill looking to build up.
Now under a little bit of pressure here. Gertz. She's turned it over. Minton. She's got Gummer out wide. Uses her. Gummer, we know she has that lethal left foot. Turns on a little bit of speed. Gets past one. Goes past another. Whips in the cross, but it's onto the top of the net. And Alex Gummer played a big first half in central midfield and now just switching back out to that left-hand side like she never left. Box Hill looking to work the ball out of the defence. South with a very, very attacking lineup. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players in that attacking third. And understandably, Dolosty just goes, well, I'm going to put it over the top of the rest of you. Markovski does well. He's got Jensen with her for company. And 2-on-1 wins out in the end. But it's going to, I think, actually be a corner. So she's done quite well there, Markovski, in the end.
Yeah, she has, Markovski. We saw her in the Junior Matildas set up a couple of years ago. She came in for a camp and did really well. So it's great to see her getting some senior football experience down here in Victoria. And hopefully we can see her break through again into those W League environments and even so into the youth or Matilda camps.
And it's going to be Lions who are so busy in that first half to take this corner. South Melbourne with all their numbers back. It's low to the near post. Scrapped away. They're going to get another bite at it here. Bit higher. Wants the header. Is there a back post header? And it's scrambled in. They can't believe it, the South Melbourne defence. They had a couple of snatches at it, Box Hill. But in the end, the back post header was good and there wasn't too much that Kelsey Quinn could do about it.
Not at all. And look, that's coming off a charging run by Markovski. 2v1, she's won the corner, and then that's how Box Hill are going to create their chances, putting the ball into the area and just being clinical in that penalty area. And that's, look, I know it's a cliche, but that's where games are won and lost, inside the 18-yard box.
And what a great response after going down 4-1 early in this second half. And she's actually come charging through again, Lions. She's not done yet. Quick fire shot. Just spins wide of the post.
Yeah, for her experience there, I was hoping she'd be a little bit more composed. Box Hill had 4 players in the box, so if she was able to just compose herself, get her head up, I think Box Hill would have been in for another chance there. So this game is not done yet. Box Hill are fighting their way back currently. South Melbourne 4, Box Hill 2.
And now South Melbourne on the back foot a little bit despite their 2-goal lead. Ellis charging through the middle. Finds Markovski, who's really lifted in this second half. You wonder if there's a bit of a rocket at half-time because she was found out a few times by Varley early, but she's been very influential so far in this early in this second 45. Quick cross in, looking for Jones, and it's cut off. Well done there. And the flag is up. And that'll just settle things down again. South take the free kick quickly. Pollock. Sort of brushed off Hubbard there. Jensen. And ball goes past Richardson. Out for a Box Hill throw in. Gertz to Hubbard, to no one in particular. Now Lay controls it well. Sakalis, a nice little one too. Lay wants to find that nice through ball. Now Box Hill on the counter. Karkazu came so close to scoring an absolute wonder goal in that first half, only to be denied by Kelsey Quinn. This time Richardson steps in, chops off the attack. Lay has to beat a couple, does. Cindy Lay, such an experienced player at this level. Mastrantonio. Getting very involved early since coming on. Mentioned before, her first NPLW game this season, back in Victoria. South with the numbers on that far side. Gummer, she's got Minton up ahead. Opts for Mastrantonio in the middle. Under a bit of pressure though. It's going to work out. South looking to unpick this Box Hill defence again. Jones, Jensen. Richardson wants it wide. Bit of a miscommunication in the end, and Jensen pops it over the top of Adriana Jones and really into the arms of Delosti.
Yeah, it had to go long there. You can see this game is really starting to get stretched out. Bit of pressure for Pollock here as Box Hill chasing down a loose ball. Finds Quinn, who's able to play out easy to Richardson. 3v1 at the moment, South over Box Hill in terms of players. Pollock, plenty of time to assess the situation. Sakalis showing. Neat combination to Richardson, but the final pass loose, picked up by Daddick. Box Hill at the back.
And now, once again, lines involved. Karkazu just wanted the fancy chip over the top. Gummer goes looking for Jones. It's going to work out. A little fumble, and Adriana Jones blasts it over the top of the net, and she cannot believe it. That was absolutely on a platter. A little bit of a mishit in defence left the goal wide open for Jones, and she almost couldn't believe it and just put it into the car park.
Look, you see that with strikers sometimes when they have too much time to kind of assess their situation, they can end up fluffing their lines, as we say. But she's been potent in that first half, and I'm sure she'll get another opportunity in this second half. As we speak, on the ball, plays in Lay, top of the box. Another little chip over the top, looking to put in Minton. Finds the hands of Box Hill goalkeeper, who throws out to Vatchke, driving forward.
And Vatchke takes on a couple and, cops a nasty, nasty challenge. And just a foot left in there for a moment, and she's really hit the turf. And it doesn't look good. They've called for the medical staff straight away. Orlena Vatchke's been in the wars today, and that was just the latest moment. She's down and very sore. I think they're checking to see that there's nothing in terms of neck or back or maybe a collarbone, because she absolutely went face first into the turf. Not sure there was anything too malicious to it, just a bit late, and just caught her in the wrong spot, and she's gone flying into the ground. So we're hoping it's nothing too serious here for Vatchke. I think it's been one of the better players for Box Hill today.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see how dangerous she is driving forward, and she's got great ability to run with the ball. See there, the medical staff are calling for the substitutes. They've gone to warm up, so I think we will see an early change, which is a shame for Box Hill because she was one of their dangerous players. To force this game back into a contest, 4-2 currently to South Melbourne, but we can see here Box Hill have a free kick. They did score from the corner earlier on to pin back a goal, and it could be on the cards again if they can get this delivery right.
And a cluster of players just on the edge of the 18-yard box. As Karkazu floats it over the top, needs a header, and it very nearly goes direct. Flag was up for offside if a player had got in the way there, but it just floated wide in the end, and I'm not sure if they're going to ultimately pay a free kick instead, but wait and see. We are going to have a substitute come on for Box Hill in just a moment. As the rain cranks up another level, do not envy the players out there. I'm sure it doesn't make you miss it, Cats. Oh, big physical challenge. Leigh hits the deck and she gets a free kick. Much to the frustration, let's say, of the Box Hill supporters here at Wembley Park. Don't think too many could really argue with it, though. Now, they'll look to get things back underway. Pollock, who's looked to control the game. As we see the change coming in, it's going to be Neve Griffin coming on for Box Hill to replace Vatchke, who we hope hasn't picked up too serious an injury. Good chance for the players to take a bit of a break as the very reluctant-looking Box Hill substitutes return to the safety of the bench. And the spectators here are getting right up to the top of the stands because it has turned absolutely feral here again at Wembley Park. Now, Markovski wanted the little flick. Instead looks for the long ball over the top. Still alive. Now, disputed ball in the centre. Lantieri. Markovski back to goal. And they'll end up with possession again here, Box Hill. You'd think they'd want to move it on quickly. No, they're pretty happy to take their time. South Melbourne well set up. Plenty of players behind the ball. And the ball goes floating through, but Gertz isn't really able to get involved at all.
Yeah, I think that one was a little bit of a hit and hope, but if Box Hill actually settle down and keep playing, we spoke earlier about how narrow South Melbourne are across their back four, and if they can exploit some of those wide areas and get good delivery into the box, they could pinch one back. But Kelsey Quinn, very measured, out to Jensen, finds no one in particular down the line, picked up by Safri Lyons, doing a lot of the cleaning up. Has a player to switch out wide, but the ever-reliable Alex Gummer there cleans up. Varley. Cindy Leigh, plenty of space in the middle. They can come out through Ella Mastrantonio here.
It's an absolute ripper of a ball from Mastrantonio. Finds Gummer, who did the hard yards to bust a gut and get up the field. Sees off one defender. Goes searching, wanted Minton. Not enough on that ball, though. Karkazoo wants some help. Risky ball. It's going to work out here for South. Minton! It's charged down. They're going to get another roll of the dice here, though. Got the numbers in defence, South Melbourne. Richardson. Funnily enough, happy to let that one go out for a throw-in. Just let her team reset again. Goes for a longer throw. Wants to Carlos. And we can see the players are copying an absolute battering from this rain. Shocking conditions here in Box Hill. Credit to the players for still delivering a real end-to-end contest here. Richardson. Wanted the long throw-in. It's been turned over, though. Markovski. Karkazoo. Now Cindy Leigh in the middle of the park for South Melbourne. Varley. .63 minutes gone in this one. It is Box Hill United 2, South Melbourne 4. 2 goals already in the first 18 minutes of this half. Hotly contested ball on the wing. Richardson gets some extras there from Hubbard. All's fair though. We're going to have another substitution. And this time it is I think it's going to be South Melbourne. We're going to see Minton make way. And entering the field for South Melbourne is number 24, Catherine Vlahopoulos. So Minton put in a solid shift. Probably had a couple of chances on goal, but done a bit with South up 4-2. Now Jensen back to Pollock. Ooh, almost turned it over there. Hubbard putting the pressure on now. Markovski. Mastrantonio makes it look easy. Turns through. Puts the ball out in front of Jones. Jones has got on the burst. out wide and really waste that ball in. Now the South forwards scrambling to put the pressure on. And in the end, Hubbard not able to do too much with it at all for Box Hill. I think they've actually called a handball after some big appeals coming through from the home crowd.
Yeah, no, I think that ball was played out by Hubbard, who in fact was actually part of the Melbourne Victory staff and was amazing in helping the players with their recovery through her remedial massage and physio. So that was fantastic. So we thank Emma for that. And now we see her out in the park. It was Box Hill's throw, in fact, came off Jensen. Safri Lyons looking to switch the play, but finds Alex Gummer, Varhopoulos, just on the pitch, gets a early touch and a great ball through to Sarah Richardson. Has the legs to chase it down, looking for players into the box. Jones charging in, pulls back. Sakalis on the edge. Ooh!
Nothing coming, much to the despair of the South Melbourne fans. I think they thought they had a penalty coming for sure, but it's waved away. And they're not happy, the South fans, despite being up 4-2. They thought Sakalis should have had a penalty there, but not to be. They move on. Now Pollock, Mastrantonio, so much experience there, combining in the defensive half. It's really no surprise that Mastrantonio slotted right back in. Had a pretty stellar season for your Victory, Cat, coming in after 2 years out of the W League. Thought was started the season out of the side, but then became, I thought, a real first-class midfielder throughout the whole season.
Yeah, absolutely. We've known Ella Mastrantonio, well, everyone has with her great career so far, but we'll just go back to play. Richardson, edge of the box, one to beat, comes inside on the left foot, strike to goal. Right on target to the goalkeeper. Playing out, Box Hill in possession. Things slowing down a little bit. Ops long. Varley comes in over the top, able to get the first touch. Box Hill, Mia Lentari at the back, delaying, has to go back to a goalkeeper. Searching for options, a way to break forward Box Hill, put some pressure on South Melbourne. A little bit slow coming out at the back. Speed the tempo up now, players running forward. Box Hill still searching for a way out of their back third. Looking for a central channel. Markovsky, she's been better this second half. Unfortunately loses possession. Alice to clean up. Ops along. Jensen will chase down and I think the ball will go out of play.
Just a whole lot of action for not too much reward there. We'll see another substitution coming through for the home side. Gertz comes off and it's going to be Caitlin Story making her way onto the pitch.
Just returned back to Ella. She came into the squad after some great performances for South Melbourne after the back end of the WNPL last year. Remained really fit and agile and was really mobile in that midfield. Got a chance when, unfortunately, Grace Mark opted a little bit of a ankle injury and really cemented her spot. Came in a difficult patch for us against Adelaide and Perth. We dropped some points there away and... From there, she was really able to sort of fight her way back, and the squad, we were able to get some points on that return leg to Perth. Safri opting for putting the ball into the box. Varley found it difficult, but was able to measure the header back to goalkeeper Kelsey Quinn.
Thanks for the insight on Mastrantonio, who, as you finished pumping her up, has just got the ball and distributed out beautifully to Richardson. It's been quite dangerous down this right-hand side. And real commentator's curse, she coughs it up straight away, Richardson, who had a few years away from the outdoor game, I think focusing on futsal. You see her quite skillful in tight, but she's put in some really nice balls today down this side. Now Box Hill with possession. Ellis. Few players rocking the gloves today, which just shows how cold it is down at pitch level. We're only in March and the gloves are out, and that's a big challenge coming through from Jensen. I don't think she even expected that she was going to really launch over a defender like that. And just gets a little bit of a question story on the way through about what were you doing? Why?
I don't know if it's because she spent some time in Adelaide and she's secretly been going to some AFLW Adelaide Crows training sessions, but that was a pretty good specky. I think even Erin Phillips will be proud of.
Wow, there we go. There we have it. Kakazoo, it's high, it's floating, it's just begging for a header. And there's not one on target, but geez, Jensen really launched herself. We're not too sure why, but she had a good crack at it. I'm sure if there was a photographer around capturing that, she'd be hearing about it for the next week on the group chat. Quinn doesn't like what she sees. 70 minutes now gone in this game. It's Box Hill 2, South Melbourne 4, the home team. Can't say they're out of it yet. That won't help though. Lions a bit frustrated to have given up a free kick there. Master Antonio chatting to everyone on the pitch at the moment and not able to find anyone with that free kick. But it's okay. South Melbourne will win back possession once again.
If you've got any young footballers watching today, have a look at Ella Master Antonio. Very clinical with the ball. Doesn't muck around. Keeps possession to 1 or 2 touches and more often than not actually finds and picks her pass and very, very influential out there in the midfield. So young kids watching, simplify your game. And if you want to learn from one of the best, watch Ella Master Antonio play throughout this NPLW season.
Couldn't have said it better myself, Kat. She's really impressed since coming on at halftime, and that is one of the benefits of tuning in to the NPLW Victoria this season. So many current and former and future W League players making their mark, including some that have got Matilda's caps, so there's no shortage of quality playing in Victoria this season. Richardson whips it in. Can't find a target she's looking for, though. Kakazoo works it forward, and Story really not happy with herself there. Got used as a step ladder a couple of minutes ago by Sky Jensen. Now Jones. Oh, nasty Falcon. And you just know that ball, it's cold, it's wet, and poor Safri Lyons has just copped it flush in the face, and just looked a little bit stunned and certainly not too happy about it.
Yeah, that one sting for a while.
And just a goal kick. Sorry if we had any interruptions in commentary. Just a quick little glitch with the old technology. But hopefully we're back and you've got us okay. Box Hill. Ellis, what can she work? Getting out of trouble here, South Melbourne. But Box Hill will get another crack at things. Now Ellis. Looking for Hubbard. He got a good little pump up from Kat Smith before. Boxer with a more patient build-up, something we haven't seen too much in this game. And then just a little slip on the ball. They'll get another chance to recycle now. And Master Antonio reads it better than anyone. Works it over the top. She wants Jones. Jones in a one-on-one. And it's actually been quite well defended here, and not sure if they're going to pay anything. Jones certainly wants something, but it looks like it's going to be a Box Hill ball, so they've done pretty well there, the defence.
Yeah, Natasha there, quite speedy as well, could keep up with Jones, and that's probably what's lacked. Just, as I said earlier, getting in good positions to be able to get to the ball first as a defensive player for Box Hill. Hubbard running into trouble, ball falls kindly. Safri now, little back heel to Hubbard. Pollock dropping off. Richardson comes into cover. Jensen. Bit of tug on the shirt. Finds a player out in Neve. Is that Neve out there in the middle there? Has a strike. 35 out. Wide of the target. Didn't really bother Kelsey Quinn too much. We set for a goal kick. Calling her troops in. Looking to go long. No risk football for South playing out of the back now.
And I think they know, you said earlier, that 2-0 is the most dangerous scoreline in football, Cat. Well, there's still only that 2-goal advantage at the moment. We haven't seen a goal for a little while as the clock starts to wind down in this second half. Now, Master Antonio. Sorry, it was Jensen, actually. Jensen works out wide. Richardson. Looking for Lay in the middle. They've turned it over though now. Story. Kakazu. A little bit of a mix-up. And the quick lob. They've tried this a couple of times, South. Very, very cheeky. Vlahopoulos this time. The wind just not quite their friend trying to do those little chips from this end. That said, it's not often you have 2 chip goals in a game. They got that in the first half, South Melbourne. Vlahopoulos. That missed chance didn't bother her. Now Lay gets involved in the 50-50. Jones comes in to try and have an impact. Sakalis, little chip over the top. Wants Jones to find it, and she was ready to put her body on the line. But Delosti just came out at the right moment and made the crucial intervention. Kakazu. Markovsky. Little 1-2. Markovsky on the left foot. She wants to find her right. Cuts it back. They've got the numbers here, Box Hill. It just needs the quick strike, and there's a little bit of a slow wind-up. And South defenders just able to scramble. Story just not quite quick enough to get the shot away. Sort of came wheeling round. Now Jensen sees off Markovsky. Master Antonio feeds in a little pass. Gets it back straight away. Then sees the space open up out wide on that left-hand side. South have the numbers. And there's a big challenge in the centre of the park. And Box Hill not too happy to have given away that free kick.
No, not at all. But I think if Sophia Sakalis could actually turn out, Gamma was there in plenty of space. So referee just sending Hubbard off there. Blood rule or an earring, perhaps. Looks like she's looking to take out an earring. Frustrating, I tell you, as a coach. You tell girls before the game, make sure they got all their jewellery out. Interesting if Hubbard receives a yellow card, as per the rules of the game. Pollock now finds Varley. She opts to come inside. Ella props middle of the park. Touch. Sends it out wide. Richardson, plenty of space. Ooh. Look to players in the box there, but Richardson looked to take the strike on herself.
Bit of an interesting call from Richardson. There was she's often looked to whip in the cross as well today, so it was seemed a bit uncharacteristic to go for the shot from there. Maybe didn't like what she saw. And there's still treatment happening on the far side with Hubbard, so you hope it's not actually a bit of an injury or anything. Maybe they're still getting the tape on. Either way, it's certainly still happening over there. I guess got to make sure the fourth official's happy too. So Box Hill down to 10 at the moment. Master Antonio coming in with Sakalis. Nice bit of footwork, cuts between a couple, and looked for a little ball to feed through there. And geez, if Jones or someone had been in position there, it would have been very dangerous. That said, Box Hill get the reprieve. Jensen. And Jensen just hacks it away, takes no chances. Falls into the path of Griffin. And Box Hill can go again. We are going to have a substitution. South Melbourne again. It's going to be Sky Jensen, who just before hacked the ball out of play. She's making way, and we're going to see the final substitution coming through from South Melbourne, and it is... oh, sorry, we've just lost the numbers there for a moment. So we had a change in numbers. It may be Catherine Fort Otto, but we're just a bit of a mix-up with the numbers there. We'll check in on that one. Oh, it might be Zoe. Sorry, I think it's Zoe Haraxis. Just missed that one on the team sheet there. So she comes into the fold for Sky Jensen. Meanwhile, things haven't gotten any better for Southern United in the other game being played at the moment. Calder have just taken a 16-0 lead. So, yeah, another tough day out for Southern, who remain anchored to the bottom of the NPLW table. And after this free kick, Kat, I might have a bit of a chat with you about, the state of this league, because you really don't want to see those sorts of results. But first, Kakazoo, a little bit of spin on that one. Lines follows up, and it's well wide. But I was saying, Cap, you hate to see these sorts of results. We've seen it a few too many times, I think. A couple of times it's been NTC have copped a couple of different results, but it's really teams like Southern up against teams like Calder. There's just such a gulf in quality. And, we'll just stay with play for a moment, because the Quinn really skied that. Out to Richardson. It's going to work out okay for South Melbourne, though. Ellis. Lines. Keeps it in, but runs all the way into the gate as well. And yeah, sorry, Kat, I was saying before we had a little bit of a mix-up there that, it's a shame to see some of these really big results coming through.
Yeah, just as they're making that substitution, it looks like Mia Lantari is off. And we'll get the name of the player that's coming on. But just on some of the large results and the goals scored against, particularly Southern, unfortunately. And I want to avoid saying the word disappointment, that it is disappointing to see that in the league. For me, it's more frustrating that we see such a vast difference in the abilities. We really want to see the talent pool, especially here in Victoria, growing, and for the whole purpose of starting to feed our national teams, so we can be competitive through those junior ranks, especially junior Matildas and young Matildas in Asia, where, we do face the likes of Japan, North, South Korea. Back with play, bit of a scrap in the middle. Varley opts to put it over the top. Box Hill should clean up here. Natasha Dadek on the ball. Unfortunately gives away. None other than Alamastri Antonio on the ball, looking forward. Finds Jones. Gets it under control. Feeds an oncoming Gummer. One to beat. Comes inside on the right foot. Snow tries back on the left. Top of the box. Unfortunately, numbers prevailed for Box Hill. They were able to clear it. Varley or mop up comes back to Pollock. Markovski pushing hard, putting the pressure on. Forces the turnover. Box Hill forging forward. Edge of the front third. Searching ball into the box, cleaned up by Quinn. South in possession. finds Richardson. Back to you, Anna.
Good little call there, Kat. And you could just see Alex Gummer. She wanted to get on that left foot so badly. She really wanted to unleash with a goal. She does enjoy a goal, Alex Gummer, and we just have Sakalis down. Just a couple of players go in and check on her. Just feeling down at that ankle sort of area. Hoping it's nothing too serious. Got a couple of teammates there checking in. And she wants to get to her feet. And there. Trainer is going to come out for Sophia Sakalis. Good sign in that she is already up and on her feet. I think her teammates were hoping she might stay down for a minute and help slow things. But she's just gone over to the sidelines. She'll get a little bit of treatment. And it will be a quick free kick here for South Melbourne. They move it on. Richardson. Master Antonio looked to turn on the ball and just slipped on it for a second there. It's worked out okay though. Looking to challenge. There was Erin Kite, the substitute. And the ball is turned over, but wasn't able to do too much with it in the end, Grace Norbury. Quinn works it out. Pollock. Happy to take no chances and work the ball out wide for a throw-in. So Wembley Park, 41 minutes gone in the second half, so 86 gone, and it's still Box Hill United 2, South Melbourne 4. Box Hill probably with most of the better chances in this second half, though South Melbourne had one that Adriana Jones will probably like to forget, where she put it into the car park. And a couple of little injury niggles along the way, but as things stand, South Melbourne will be moving into second on the NPLW table with Bulleen yet to play. They play Alamein on Monday night. Calder United, of course, consolidating their spot. On the top of the table, Sophia Sakalis coming back out onto the pitch. For Box Hill, it just keeps that finals equation quite difficult. They are just behind. They're still a couple of points off, well, a win off Heidelberg, who were in fourth place. They're still very much in touch, though a win today would have really put them in a good position, Kat.
Yeah, it would, and things don't get much easier for these teams with the FC Night Cup coming up next week. So I believe South Melbourne have a game against Calder on Tuesday night. So not surprising that some of their players have been taken off, and they would be concerned about some of these niggling injuries. But it does test the depth of your squad when we start to come into these cup games as well.
See another. It seems like we've had so many free kicks for Box Hill from this exact spot, and Karakazu's not had too much joy from these set pieces. She gets another chance. Creating something here could really open up this game once again. Big cluster of players. It's high. It's floating. It needs a back post header, and it gets one, but unfortunately, it goes out into the gardens rather than into the back of the net. And it's another little opportunity that's gone missing for Box Hill. And you'd sense that Quinn will be quite happy to take her time bringing the ball back into play.
Just while we have this short break in play, while we're searching for a football, just a quick shout out to Melina Ayres, a South Melbourne superstar, coming off a magnificent W League season with Melbourne Victory, sitting in the crowd. She said, give me a shout out, Kat Smith. So there it is, Melina Ayres. How you going?
Wow, we've had the physio getting a shout out. We've got Melina Ayres getting a shout out. It's all happening here at Wembley Park. And you know what? If you're brave in these conditions today, you all deserve a shout out because it is horrendous. We've got the comfortable seats here in the commentary box. Hope you're enjoying our broadcast here on Facebook and YouTube. You can of course catch every NPLW and the NPL if you're into that as well. You can catch them in a few NPL2 games. So there's no shortage of live football available nowadays, so we're very lucky and privileged to bring this to you. So we are into those final minutes of regular time. We'll just keep an eye out for how much stoppage time or extra time there will be. Now, Hubbard, it's a clever little ball, but it's just blocked away. South defence just hacking it, and it's going to work out. Now we've got a foot race in the middle of the park. Nice little turn. Now, Master Antonio finds Richardson. Sakalis, shaking off that little knock she had. Vlaopoulos. And Sakalis just slips on the ball and Box Hill able to clear. Markovski. Kakazu. Chips over the top, searching for Hubbard. It was a bit optimistic. And Quinn comfortably deals with it. Avoids a Vedran Janjetovic corner moment there, barely. She probably didn't need to grab that one. We will have 4 minutes of stoppage time, so if she'd given up a corner there, we could have been in some real, she could have been in some real danger of conceding. It's working out okay. Mastrantonio feeds it back to Pollock. Quinn. South going down that left-hand side. All the way back into defence and Pollock. Mastrantonio. Charges through the centre of the pitch. Doesn't mind a little turn on the ball. And now South have got the number. Sakalis running at the Box Hill defence. Needs to be clever with how she uses it. Takes on a couple. It might yet work out. Oh, it's a courageous little run out there from the keeper, Delosti, because she really had to deal with a couple of different players there and put her body on the line.
Yeah, look, Sophia Sakalis doing well driving forward the ball, but had options left to right of her. So I guess one of a coach's frustrations is when we do see that, we do want to see the player move the ball forward and get that opportunity to get the ball in port. Markovski goes with it with Jamie Pollock. Doesn't get the bounce. Pollock cleans up, but under a fair bit of pressure, Markovski gives up the goal kick, South Melbourne.
Markovski really, I think, turned up her intensity in the second half. Struggled in that first 45, as younger players can tend to do. But I think they would be a bit happier with the output she's delivered in this second half. Kelsey Quinn using some older goalkeeper's tricks, just taking her time to line up the ball. Already used up nearly 2 minutes of this additional time. South Melbourne should run out winners here with this 2-goal advantage. But there's still time to make it a 3-goal advantage. Gummer puts it out into the path of Jones. Jones goes to the corner flag, then works it back. Gummer has Mastrantonio in the middle. Like clockwork, she goes to her. Pollock. Heractus gets a touch on the ball, the substitute. Turns it over, she won't be too happy with that. Sakalis did a little bit of defensive work, now Markovski. Kakazu with a couple of little nifty touches. Markovski. Story. Markovski takes a little bit of a deflection into the arms of Kelsey Quinn.
Speaking of Markovski there, rightly so, pulled the trigger. Unfortunately took that deflection, but a former Heidelberg United player, and we do have a fair few under-16 Heidelberg players watching this afternoon, so hello to all the under-16 Heidelberg players, and of course hello to Theo.
Shout-outs galore. Get in with your comments really quickly. You got less than a minute left of this extra time to get them in, because Kat Smith is on shout-out patrol at the moment. It is, of course, South Melbourne with a 2-goal lead here that should put them back into second on the NPLW Victoria table. Ball drifts out of play. Clock's winding down. We are into that final minute of additional time here at Wembley Park. Ellis, keen to get the ball moving again. South in absolutely no rush. Jones calls for it. Richardson, who's been so busy down this right-hand flank. Just, once again, happy to take her time as these final seconds wind down. Deep in the Box Hill defence. And Hubbard sees it go out for a throw-in. Those 4 minutes of additional time have now elapsed. Here at Wembley Park. Heractus to bring the ball back into play. Nope, she's going to let Richardson do it. Quick throw, Sakalis has to be good with her body here. Does well. Rides through a couple of challenges. Works it to Vlahopoulos. And that'll be the final play of the day, and it's a crucial win for South Melbourne. They come away with the points. It ends here at Wembley Park. Box Hill United 2, South Melbourne 4. And Cat Smith, I think it's hard to say that scoreline doesn't really... it's hard to argue that it doesn't reflect the game.
Yeah, look, crucial changes there in the second half for South Melbourne, and bringing on Ella Mastrantonio really took control of the game. Sophia Sakalis damaging early, and unfortunately Box Hill lost a little of their firepower going forward when Vachi unfortunately went off injured. So for both teams, look, then areas of the game they really need to assess to be able to charge forward and make the most of this season 2019. But given the cattle that South Melbourne have, you should see they'll challenge for a top 4 spot again. Some changes for Box Hill, some notable players left the club, have gone to other NPLW clubs this year. Christina Hall, that will be one that they really need to find a replacement for. But for me, Safri Lyons really filled those shoes this particular game, and we saw Markovsky lifting her output in that second half and was able to really put some pressure on South Melbourne's back four and create some chances for herself. And as we can see from the scoreline, Box Hill did. They got those 2 goals back and reduced that deficit to put some pressure on South Melbourne, but too good at the end of the day. South Melbourne a little bit more clinical going forward with the quality of players.
And once again, we see that title race and, of course, the finals race in the NPLW Victoria heat up. Thanks for joining us once again for this broadcast on Facebook and YouTube. You can, of course, catch every NPLW Victoria game on those 2 platforms. Thanks for joining us. It's been Cat Smith. I'm Anna Harrington. And the final score here at Wembley Park in the NPLW Victoria is Box Hill United 2, South Melbourne 4.